I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I'm still doing these short lectures on the years cascade into each other, the years cascading into each other. We're still looking at the way 2021 will look like based on the way 2020 has been. The challenges of 2020, as I said, to a large extent would affect 2021. And your ability to manage these challenges will determine how far you will go. It's not necessarily by the pronouncement of prophets or the declarations of men of God like me. It is facing reality. It's conflict between reality and religion. I talked about COVID-19 in the last post I made. A friend of mine, Professor Adisa, one of the youngest surgeons in the whole world, died of COVID last year, COVID-19. And the reality is that thing is still there. But you see, it is the ability of government, our willingness to adjust, our readiness to do the things I want to talk about now. There's going to be a conflict between common sense and situational management. Situations are going to be very dynamic. Things are going to change very fast, move very fast. What will trouble Christians is that they will crave for yesterday. They will crave for the status quo. They will crave for old-time religion. The message is the same, but the circumstances have changed. I give you an example. Before now, it will have been a television station you will have been watching me from. It will have been from satellite you will have been watching me from. I decided to do this broadcast. I started in the farm, sometimes in the wheelbarrow, sometimes in the bush, sometimes on top of trees, sometimes I sit on logs and all that. But do you know, I have received more global attention than I've ever received all my life. One of the posts I made about the two-tribe theory, I was looking at a post by somebody who adapted it, modified it from Italy, and I saw close to 500,000 views. Can you imagine doing a crusade or a church program and 500,000 people listen to you? I receive phone calls every day, phone call before recording this from the United States, from Atlanta, Georgia. It is because I adjusted, I applied wisdom, I applied technology, far cheaper. It is always there. You can always see it in your phone, even after I've recorded it 20 years from now, 30 years from now, it will still be there. But if it was the television station, unless they rebroadcast it, it is gone. Like the station near me, I was supposed to be paying $250,000. But throughout the year, I might not spend up to $250,000 buying data and getting the kind of global attention I'm getting. When government, in the present state of confusion, in several nations, come out with policies that are contradictory, ask God for the wisdom, the sense, the inspiration to manage those circumstances profitably and to your advantage. It is not what will happen. It is how we will respond. It is how we will manage the circumstances. Frankly speaking, 2020 has been my best year in terms of everything. Finance, health, ministry, exposure. I'm living a fulfilled life. Diversification. So you must use God's inspiration in the circumstances that we are in. Things are going to be very volatile, very dynamic. We cannot start wishing for yesterday. I just did a post on my ram somewhere there in my compound here. I've had thousands of views. Animal ram. Just sharing an idea about delayed gratification. All my previous posts that I had made, some of them are being revisited. I just give you an example. I plant cassava and I found out that last 2019, cassava cultivators made a lot of losses. And I told myself, I'm going to process my cassava to gari. And I processed to gari. I also processed to powdered fufu that I eat in my house. I no longer buy. It saves me a lot of money. But I processed my gari. I didn't sell during the Christmas. I kept my gari. The price of gari will go up this January. It is then I will sell. I was cultivating cucumbers and watermelon. But I realized that my schedule was going to change and I will not be available to take care of cucumbers and watermelon. So I redesigned the farm to face more of cassava cultivation. And because of the cassava cultivation, I'm going to build a cassava processing plant, small one, in my farm. And I will be processing gari throughout the year. Doctor, when they sell gari, I know they shame. Say gari. God bless you. I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki.